Hello everyone, let's practice IELTS writing module.
Task 1 is a report writing. First, let's carefully examine the question. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. The table below gives information about the underground railway systems in 6 cities. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features, and make comparisons where relevant. You should write at least 150 words. Underground railway systems. Here the question gives data about underground railways in 6 major cities: London, Paris, Tokyo, Washington, D.C., Kyoto, and Los Angeles. You can see 3 categories in the table. The year opened. The length of the route, in kilometers. The number of passengers per year, in millions. Your task is to summarize the main trends. Make comparisons where relevant. Highlight key differences and similarities. Now let's see a sample answer. The table compares 6 cities in terms of their underground railway systems, including the date each system was opened, the total length of their routes, and the number of passengers served annually. Overall, it is clear that older metro systems tend to have longer networks, while newer systems are generally smaller and serve fewer passengers. Among the 6, Tokyo has the highest number of passengers, whereas Kyoto's network is the smallest and least used. The London Underground, opened in 1863, is the oldest and has the longest route, stretching 394 kilometers and carrying 775 million passengers per year. In contrast, Paris, which began operations in 1900, has just over half London's route length at 199 kilometers, but handles a considerably higher passenger volume of 1,191 million. Tokyo, though opened later in 1927, has the busiest system overall, serving nearly 1,927 million passengers annually across 155 kilometers. Among the newer metro systems, the figures are notably lower. The Washington, D.C. subway, opened in 1976, covers 126 kilometers and carries 144 million passengers per year. Both Kyoto and Los Angeles, launched in 1981 and 2001 respectively, have much smaller systems, with only 11 kilometers and 28 kilometers of track, serving 45 million and 50 million passengers each year. Next, task 2. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. The use of social media is replacing face-to-face interaction among many people in society. Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. This is an advantages outweigh disadvantages essay, one of the top 5 task 2 types. You must clearly state advantages and disadvantages. Give 2 to 3 reasons per side with examples from knowledge/experience. Write 250+ words in formal style. Now let's see a sample answer. It is true that more and more people all over the world rely on social networking sites to keep in touch with people that they know. While there are some positive aspects of this trend, I believe that overall the disadvantages outweigh the benefits. On the one hand, there are 2 clear advantages of using social media rather than depending on face-to-face communication. Firstly, in the modern world, families and friends may often be scattered across the globe, due to work or study commitments, for example. Large family gatherings may be impossible to organize and, without the existence of social media, a decline in communication with relatives and close friends might result. Secondly, thanks to sites like Facebook or LinkedIn, it is now possible to keep in touch with a large number of people, sharing photos, making small talk and exchanging news. Many people have hundreds of followers on their Facebook page, for instance. On the other hand, I would argue that there is no substitute for face-to-face interaction. One reason is that social media discourage real interaction and prevent people from developing social skills. Humans use all their senses in order to communicate fully, such as touch and gestures. Also, despite advances in technology, face-to-face interaction avoids some of the dangers of social media. These include computer hackers and online scams, stealing personal information on networking sites. For example, if I announce on Facebook that I will be going abroad on holiday, I may return to find my house has been burgled. In conclusion, although most people can now access the internet and social media are widely used, I consider that the drawbacks of lack of personal contact, compared with face-to-face interaction, and issues of privacy outweigh the advantages.